check out this old Weymann I got. I think it's probably from the 30s or 40s, and it is played in beautifully, like an old worn-in shoe. It's very fancy. It has all this great inlay or this binding on the sides, and it's got that beautiful patina, great sunburst, played in neck, low action, nice sound, wide fretboard, a lot of room to play. It's awesome. But you know, I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove about an hour to get it, and I forgot my reading glasses, and so I kind of bought it sight partially unseen, because I couldn't see the details. And I bought it, and I figured, oh, it's probably okay. I get it back, and I realized that it needed a neck reset, and I realized that's why the guy was selling it, and that's probably why I got a good deal on it, even though that I probably shouldn't have paid as much as I did, considering the work. So I let it sit for over a year because it's such a big job, and I had so much repair work to do. Well, I finally got around to it, and I realized it wasn't a neck reset. It was actually that the body was collapsing, and I could see that the binding was smashed and crushed because the neck was being pushed down into the body. So that probably means that this dovetail is nice and firm in the block, but the block itself is becoming detached from the wood around it. And then the whole block is collapsing into the body, which is a much harder job. So what I did was I installed a little, see this little hole here? I drilled a hole here, and that has an adjustment in it. And you're looking at the end of a threaded rod, and that threaded rod goes up through the body, comes up to a 1.5-inch nut that then has another threaded rod going and pushing against the block up here. So what you can do is you can turn this adjustment here, and it turns the rod, and that pushes on the nut that pushes out against the block and flattens the neck out. Takes the neck and does that with it and pushes it back into place. And I've done it many times, and it works well. This is the first time I did it on an archtop. And what you can do is you can push it into place, and then you can glue it, and you can actually remove the rod too later, or you can leave it in for extra strength. Okay, so I did it, and then I strung it up, and I realized the neck was still moving. It was moving this way. And I said to myself, now what do I have? And I realized I had to do a neck reset as well, because I couldn't tell how loose the neck was in the dovetail because the block was so loose, all right? So then I figured I'm doing a neck reset now. So I managed to get the neck out of the block, clean it all up. I glued it back in, strung it up, looked at it, and now the neck was tilted on an angle. And I said to myself, what the heck did I do now? I realized that the block had a crack in it. So the block itself was cracked, even though it was glued into place. And I was just going insane by that point. I managed to get the neck off again the next day to do another neck reset because the glue actually was not that dry yet. So I got the neck out, fixed the broken block, glued it in, glued the block to all the sides, did a new neck reset, made sure it was straight this time, strung it up, and it is awesome now. I couldn't believe I finally got it. I was ready to give up. When there's multiple problems, like a neck reset, a loose block, a broken block, it's so hard to figure out what you're going to fix first or where you should start. You don't even know some of the problems once you've started. So, you know, sometimes you're just at a loss. But this one finally came together. I posted a picture of it before, but I promised that I would finally play it when it was done. And the action is just beautiful on it right now. You know, I mean, it's got scars from all the work. Someone had done a neck reset before me, and they actually tried to rebuild the neck pocket here, which was okay, but it didn't last. So here we go. Finally back in action. Old Weymann from, I guess, late 30s.